we definitely pick up as right exactly where the first book started. She's lying there dead, sort of where we ended up last season. And it certainly goes in quite a few twists and turns. But I think by about mid-season, we pretty much solved it. Or maybe we didn't. I feel like the sort of history between Cross and Walker is pretty dense and pretty bedded in, and so the fundamentals of that have definitely not changed. But obviously, as different things happen, and different characters come in and different situations occur, it's a relationship that is constantly evolving. And it's certainly taken to a place this season where we certainly didn't go last season. So it's a constantly evolving thing, but I think the fundamentals are there. The fundamental story about Cross knowing Christian when he was still a power. We just get to experience it being affected by lots of different things this season.
Trisha Helfer's going to be joining the cast, has joined the cast.
Yes.
As an FBI agent. Is she going to be working with and interacting with Captain Cross?
She is, quite heavily. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's pretty intense, their relationship, and kind of surprising, and certainly when it started, I could no way have imagined the way it seems to be going. It's sort of kind of, from my character's point of view, pretty mind-blowing and unexpected. So that's been a really exciting journey, certainly for Captain Cross to experience. And it's the great thing about that particular storyline, which I can't go into kind of details about this at this point, is that it has increased the kind of pressure and the stakes. You always want kind of every moment to be life or death. And what her coming into the story is doing is pushing us to that point. And for Captain Cross and his department, his sort of precious baby that he's created, it's like this sort of Exocet missile has come in, and it's been really fun to play. Yeah, and she's fantastic. Again, what's extraordinary about that is it's so unexpected the way it goes. On so many levels, sort of emotionally, physically, practically, it's an incredible storyline, and he brings so much to the table anyway. When we did the first read-through, and we really at that point only read the first script, and Michael walked in, you just thought, my goodness, he's so perfect for this role, and he brings so much with him. So I think people will get a real kick out of the way that goes, and again, it's so unexpected and so smart. Michael is such a master at that, and his sort of understanding of human nature and how he can bring that into the show is fantastic. So I found that really gratifying, and I'm really enjoying that. There isn't a major change with the character, and that probably goes for most of the characters. They haven't been rethought. Mm-hmm. It's really everything around them, the world they inhabit, the look of it, the feel of it, the structure and sort of pace of the story, the clarity of the story, the specificity of moment to moment, the look, all of that stuff. I think for all of us, our look has slightly shifted. And it's been interesting to take a look we had previously to a new place and just sort of work it through and do it gradually, not like characters suddenly walk in and look completely different. But in terms of the actual characters, where they come from, who they are, those fundamentals haven't, I think, changed much, because they're taken from Michael's brain. So, I mean, I think the powers division was always like the kind of ugly sister in Cinderella terms in the department. Or maybe the Cinderella, not the ugly sister. Powers department was Cinderella, who was sort of the sort of one beavering away and not getting noticed and not getting the attention it deserved. And it certainly gets a lot of attention in this episode, in this season. But like your question implies, that's not necessarily a good thing. Yeah, it definitely gets the attention, but that does bring with it some major problems this season for the Powers division. Of course, major life events happen to any of us, and it changes you. And that is certainly true for Sharlto's character. Somebody he deeply cared about and had an incredible history with has gone. It's affected everybody. It's affected everybody in the world of this show, because she was keeping a lid on the bad guys, and she's not there anymore. So, you know, all bets are off. But yeah, he does start out absolutely devastated, and he goes through an enormous amount this season, emotionally and physically, and it takes its toll. He's getting a battering, but it's providing, you know, wonderful material for us to work with, and certainly Cross and Deena, Susan's character Deena, are the ones, you know, kind of very close to him, and so we're feeling it and going through it with him to an extent. And that's been fantastic for us. Cross has to be the leader. He has to encourage the others and give them a sense of safety, that somebody's in charge. But deep inside, he has enormous insecurity about what is happening in this season. And so to find that balance of playing those two things, inside you're just terrified and full of anxiety, and on the outside you have to still be strong, and trying to sort of suggest both of those things has been very challenging and very interesting at the same time to try and get. And again, I think, you know, tribute to the writers, they're really letting us go there and playing with that. Just these two worlds, where we had a scene in the Powers division, and it's just a bunch of cops in the LAPD, and this guy walks in who's the head of this particular gang, and he has all these crazy superpowers, and it's just our world, it's just the world we live in, we're just the police who have to deal with this kind of stuff. And I just think the kind of intersection, the marriage of those two worlds is such an interesting and crazy place to just be playing real, regular cops who just happen to have to deal with these badly behaved people who have superpowers. It's just great fun. It's just a really, really interesting idea.